Today we're gonna find out which one is the best portable pizza oven between the Ooni Fyra and the Gozney Roccbox. And in order to help me find which one is the best, I invited my brother-in-law Tony, who's the owner of the most famous pizzeria in Glasgow. And we're gonna test it from an expert point of view as well as a home cook point of view and let you know which one we think is the best. In order to judge it, we're gonna use three matrices. First one, what is the quality of the build? Secondly, what is the ease of use? And thirdly, most importantly, which one makes the best pizza? So let's start with starting them up.
Roccbox by Gozney currently has a gas element fitted, so all we do is attach to the patio gas tank here and we ignite it like so. And from here you can also control the size of the flame if you want to control the fire inside.
So the fire is on. How long does this take to warm up to temperature?
Roughly 15 to 20 minutes. Simple as that. Connect to the gas, turn it on and leave it to heat up.
Even I can do it. So okay, let's move on to the Ooni.
Ooni, this is the Ooni Fyra. So we use wooden pellets. Now it comes with a handy little wooden pellet filler, a scoop of pellets, natural fire lighter. And what I love about this is that it also has the pellet hopper filler, so we can fill up with pellets here, and this will burn for approximately 30-40 minutes and allow us to make pizza.
On the Ooni, how long does it take to heat up?
So again, you're looking at about 15-20 minutes. You want to just make sure your flame is nice bright burning flame at the back. And once the flame is established, we can put more wooden pellets in here.
It's also worth mentioning that the Roccbox can be turned into a pellet burner, not only a gas burner, right?
Yeah, so it has a wooden pellet hopper as well instead of the gas, which I'll be honest, I've never used. Whereas the Ooni is only wood, so I don't have the option of connecting it to gas.
Let's do a walkthrough and let's see which one are the main features.
So the Ooni has a door, which is better for keeping the heat in and building your fire up to temperature and your stone up to temperature. Obviously an advantage. It will stop any sort of drafts from putting out the flame as well, which can be an issue on the Roccbox. It has a chimney at the top, obviously to control your smoke, and it has, as I mentioned, the hopper at the back, so you can fill the flame and you can control your timing, so you know that this full will give you 30 to 40 minutes burn.
What is this little
This is
flippy thing?
like a butterfly for your chimney to control whether the smoke leaves or stays in the oven. If you're trying to get more temperature inside, you can keep it closed, and if you want it to just be a flow through, you keep it open. And now I'm going to put in some more pellets because the fire is nice and established inside, and I'm always careful not to fill it too much too quickly. So although this seems a bit more faffy than the turning on of a Roccbox, actually it's fairly easy to maintain. I've not used this many times, but very simply I fill it up with pellets, I let it burn, and then we make pizza.
I guess one thing to mention when we're talking about the Ooni though is how hot the whole thing gets. The frame, the chimney, everything of this piece will become hot once we're fully cooking this.
Not very children friendly.
Not very children friendly, so much so that when we did a little party yesterday, my daughter burned her finger. So important when you're hosting and having kids around. Tony, what about the Roccbox?
So
Main features.
Gozney Roccbox couldn't be easier to use. It has the temperature on the side here, which will tell you how hot inside is the oven. Worth mentioning, not much heat here. Like over 100 degrees inside is effectively boiling, but here there's not any heat. Much more children friendly. You can regulate the gas fire coming through, so if it gets too hot you can turn it down if you find you're burning your pizzas.
And on that point, how do you control the temperature of the Ooni?
You could do some chimney opening, some chimney closing. If you find that you're not cooking your pizza as well on top as you are underneath, you can close the chimney to keep the heat inside. Apart from that, it's much more difficult to control the heat on this oven. You're limited to manual features like the chimney opening, the door opening.
And then you also had to buy this little laser temperature gun, right? At least you have a sense of what's going on inside the oven.
This is a super handy device. It will tell you the temperature of a surface. So I can see right now the stone in there is like 270 degrees, 260. We're ready to probably cook pizza there. In here, after now burning for, I don't know, like 10 minutes, we're still 50 degrees. It takes a wee bit longer to heat up.
While we wait for them to go to temperature, let's talk about what comes in the box and how much do they cost.
Gozney Roccbox was keen £400. However, it comes with this paddle, pizza peel to get your pizza in and out, and it comes with a cool strap to carry the oven. Some accessories I bought were like a bag to keep it in, but to be honest, the strap is really good quality build. Really everything except from the gas and of course pizza dough, and you're ready to go. With the Ooni, everything was more or less in the box except for a peel. I bought this one. In fact, this was gifted to me, but you can get these on Amazon. It's a handy peel. A bit disappointed it never came with it, because obviously you need it to put the pizza in the oven. And also, it doesn't come with any sort of pellets or fire lighters, which I thought might have been sort of a starter pack in the box, but there was nothing there to do that. So you would need to buy wooden pellets, fire lighter, peel, and that's of course before you make your dough. This one though, only £250. I say only, still a lot of money. Cheaper option, but you still would have to buy some things before you make pizza.
And I know you use this for things like weddings and parties. How portable? Are they equally portable? You find one is easier to carry around?
Obviously with the Roccbox, you have to carry propane tank. I would say that the Ooni is a better wood pellet oven, so this one I would use for gas. So not as portable when you have to lump about a big propane tank. This one is a bit lighter as well, but as we mentioned, we think this, perhaps a better build quality, less likely to burn your guests. So perhaps for the offset of the portability, you're getting something a bit easier to deal with.
And I guess talking about the Ooni, and Ellie, if you just got behind, talking about the safety, when you do open the hatch and you got full fire going, you get smoking up, and occasionally you actually get flames to come out of this.
So now, after about 20 minutes, the temperature of the stone in here is over 350 degrees, definitely ready to make pizza. And this one, same time, approaching 160, 170, so not quite ready for pizza. So
And what's your optimal temperature that you're looking for in the stone when you want to cook?
anything between 350, 400, you're ready to go.
Because then the crust gets cooked straight away, the topping, 2 minutes you're done, right?
Yeah.
Should we start making the first pizza so we're ready?
Let's do it. Okay, so here's a 60% hydration Napoli style pizza dough. And we're just gonna do a quick spin. It's nice and soft, bello morbido. And we're ready to top it. Now I'm putting my pizza sauce. This is some marzano. Finally, some fior di latte mozzarella. Gozney Roccbox.
So this has been here 1 minute and you're already turning it.
Not even. I reckon in 30 seconds you'll start to see nice puffy crust, the colour underneath starting to cook as well.
Oh, it's looking gorgeous.
All it needs to make a perfect margherita. Olive oil, my favourite here from Passo della Palomba. And some basil.
So 30 minutes on and the Ooni is finally back to temperature. One thing I wanted to mention though is that in the meantime, it's actually quite hot. It's not going to scald you like the Ooni, but to put your hand here, it's hot.
And what I love about this is it has a wee catch here.
And the Ooni, of course, when it cooks, because of the pellet, it actually creates a lot more smoke. So we are in open space here, but it is smoking.
As long as we keep the door shut, we shouldn't see the sort of back flame smoke. But like Steph said, not ideal for a small space. Better to have a big open area because it can be quite smoky.
The Ooni pizza is ready. You want to top it up?
Yeah, again, all we need a wee bit of oil. And of course, everyone's favourite leaf.
Let's start talking about the finished product. The pizzas. They both look amazing, right?
Both look pretty good, yeah. Happy with them.
They all have like a soft crust.
Crunchy, airy.
And the bottom,
This one is a bit white.
so this one is Roccbox. In the Roccbox, even though it was really high temperature, it's a little bit more white. All right, Ooni, I think is a pretty nice bottom. Pretty nice bottom.
It looks really stone baked.
Lovely booty.
Shall we try them?
Yep.
My favorite part of this job. After used, eh?
Thank you, sir. So this one is the Ooni.
You can see the nice puffy crust. I mean, I take all credit for the dough.
Very nice. I agree with you, the bottom could be a little bit more cooked.
I mean, that comes down to timing. Another few minutes, the oven is obviously hotter on the base, and it's ready to go. Bear in mind, you don't buy either of these ovens to have in a pizzeria. You know, it's for entertaining your friends, your family, or maybe a garden party. So it's something to consider that they will be good, but they may not be the best pizza you've ever had in your life.
Okay, let's try the Ooni.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jeff. Again, nice airy crust, and it's cooked just right.
Absolutely delicious. To be honest, and you're the pizzaiolo here, but I would say they're pretty much the same. That one could have cooked maybe a touch more at the bottom, but I think it's just a question of the actual cook more than the oven itself, right?
Yeah, and also people think that maybe the wood pellets will add a flavor to the pizza. Because it's cooking in 2 minutes or less, you're not going to get a woody flavor. Some people will claim that that's what happens, but I don't think it is. Like you said, very similar. It comes down to the dough, the sauce, the cheese. I mean, if it was rated only on the pizza, I would say that there's a tie there.
Absolutely. Now, let's discuss the other two criteria that we chose. So, build quality. I would say that I would probably like in my house the Roccbox. Simply because I like the idea of the thermometer. I know that Tony has showed us that the reality is that you probably would use the gun anyway, so the thermometer doesn't really factor in. But one thing that does factor in is that you have the little knob to control the heat up and down. And especially if you're not an expert, you don't do it all the time, and you might not know the timing on when to put the pellets, when to take them out, etc. I think having a knob which down is down, up is up is a lot easier than start flipping stuff around. And also I do like, because I've got young kids, kind of like this slightly, I mean, they're both hot, right? Granted, we are cooking at high temperature, but this one I feel it's a little bit more family friendly.
Yeah, it certainly seems a bit safer. There aren't any naked flames other than the one right at the back of the... For me, the build quality, I have to agree with you, the Roccbox does seem that just more, robust design. It's got high quality sort of rubber coating on it, and it just seems very well engineered. This thing is it's a good build quality, but I would be worried if it was to topple over or something like that. It doesn't quite seem as sturdy to me as the Roccbox.
Yeah, I guess there you got a tube, you got more bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And also I know that you like that door, but from the experience we just had, I don't see the door making a huge difference when you're cooking something so quickly, right?
Well, the problem you might find with this one, and we were lucky today, is that the wind could blow out the flame. So this obviously would eliminate that, but ultimately, would you be cooking a pizza on a windy day?
You would, but probably most of us wouldn't. Build quality, Roccbox.
Roccbox wins it for me.
Right. Ease of use.
Again, it's got to go to Roccbox here. I love playing with this. I love filling it with pellets only because I'm a pyromaniac. But this one, you turn it on and you're ready to make pizza 15 minutes later. It could not be easier to use unless it didn't need gas, in which case it would. I don't know how that would work.
I guess to probably complete the review, it'd be nice if we try this with pellets to kind of compare it. But I think just the fact that it's got the gas de facto makes it easier to use because you can use both. The reality though is this is 150 pounds more. So that's something to be factored in. I think what we both agree is that if you just want to play around with something, or just want to have it around and cook your occasional pizza, probably you could keep your money, play around with the Ooni.
I think that for me, the Ooni is a better oven if you're cooking for maybe less than 10 people. And the Gozney Roccbox is better investment if you're going to have more people. This one you can pull it out of the cupboard, you can have a flame going, and you can make pizza for 4 or 5 people quickly and easily. This one is a bit more involved with the gas and obviously the bigger investment. But for me, it's going to make more pizzas quicker. And I think that when you compare a pizza like this it would be different if we compared 10, 20 pizzas later, if this one would still be as good as that one. Because I think with the Roccbox you will get a consistent pizza every time, and with this one you're depending on the pellets and the flame and the heat, and you know that the easiness of control is going to be apparent after
Long time of cooking.
more pizzas. Exactly. So for me this is great. You want to have a couple of friends around and make some pizzas, get this.
I mean, we had this yesterday. We made what, 16 pizzas, and they were great, right?
Well, you know, you had the pizzaiolo here, is definitely ahead. But you know, if you're a bit more serious about it and you want to have, you know, big parties, get that one.
I think the key here is to eat pizza, make pizza, and try to cook the best way you can, whether in the oven, which we showed you videos about how to do that before, or you get one of these gadgets, which is always a fun thing to have as an addition to your kitchen.
Plus it looks so cool, right?
It looks pretty cool. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the comparison. If you do, put a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Buon appetito.